Okay, so it's Sunday today, and I have to think about that. So the days are blurring a lot, and COP15 Conference Centre, Vela Centre's been shut today, so we've been in town the whole time, and we've been having a look at the Climate Forum, which is where we are now, which is basically the people's climate summit. So everything's free and open for everyone to come to, and there's lots of talks and films, and there's been some music stuff in the evenings. We've been here in the evenings for some of that that's happening. So, and it's very different. It's obviously very different bunch of people, and there's a completely different atmosphere, as you can probably see in here. It's just sort of lots of younger people, sort of really like this is where all the kind of protests and everything are kind of being organised, and all of that's happening. So this morning we got up and came into town, and we went to an area called Copenhagen, which is where they've kind of cornered off, I think it's the square or something outside City Hall, and they've put up a stage, and they've got some things going on with information and a big kind of globe with things being projected on it, and Copenhagen, which is the slogan. And we were there this morning with Desmond Tutu gave a talk, and they'd collected signatures from all over the world of people who, wanted the politicians to do something about climate change. So they kind of announced the number, and they Desmond Tutu handed that over to Ivo de Boer, who's the UN bloke, and so that was quite good and quite interesting. And then afterwards, there were loads of people there, like hundreds and hundreds of people. And then some band, Outlandish, who I don't personally know, but lots of people here seem to, they came on and played. It was quite funny because Desmond Tutu went on stage and danced with them, which was really amusing. I've got lots of photographs of that, which will be on my blog soon, as soon as I have camera power and internet access. So so that was like really quite funny. And then we wandered over here to the Climate Forum, and Kate's been showing the COP artwork all day in different places, as you can see there. Brilliant, there we go, thanks for that. And it's been in lots of other places as well around here today, so that's really good. What have I been doing? What have I been doing? Yes, I've been doing Charlie. I've been doing Charlie. Charlie is a guy who's kind of working with V, and he's researching because he's writing a book about sort of young people at the turn of the century, and sort of young people getting involved in what they're doing, and he's interested in kind of the kind of global climate situation and what young people are doing about that. So I had a long chat with him for about an hour or so, or it felt like forever, and that was quite interesting because I just got a chance to talk by myself really for all that time, which I can do quite easily. So that was quite interesting, and it was good to kind of hear what he's kind of doing and stuff. So hopefully that will be an ongoing thing, and other people, other volunteers you might want to interview and talk to lots of people about what they're doing about things that they're interested in and what kind of changes they're trying to make, which is quite good. And then after that I went to a talk which was from mainly a load of Swedish guys. There was also an Austrian guy about, they were each individually talking about different things. There was also a younger guy from Brazil as well, and it was mainly organised by Friends of the Earth in Sweden, and there were a couple of guys talking about kind of agriculture and transport and those sorts of things, and nationalising things and power on a local level, which was interesting stuff. And they were talking about farming in Brazil, returning to the countryside, returning to sustainable farming, sort of industrialising everything, going back to hand, milking by hand, milking cows by hand, all of that sort of thing, which was interesting to kind of think about. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with everything they were saying, but of course it's so relevant to people's individual countries and localities and stuff, so that's sort of difficult. And then I got into an argument with one of them about British kind of social existence and life and whatever. I actually found myself defending the British kind of system, which is very odd for me, but so that's quite interesting. And then I watched a film called The World Beyond Oil. A World Beyond Oil, which was basically, I think, like, it was was in Denmark. They got 15 people together from all over the world, come from the UK, from like Peru, I think, and like some other places. And they got them together to they had a kind of 5-day workshop where they were thinking about trying to imagine the world in the future, like what's it going to be like? And it's that idea of you imagine perhaps how things could be, what the best is, and then kind of work back about how you're going to do it. So the film was mainly really the people talking to the camera, but it was it was quite interesting. And he said like it was only made over a very, very short period of time, so. Yeah, not to kind of expect too much, but it was quite interesting. And since then, really, we've just been back down here with the Climate School Cop Art stuff being up. We've been doing a few shadow puppets, which is always good. It's good because it gets other people involved in shadow puppets, and then the other people have to look at the thing in order to do it. So yeah, and then our Matt, our friend Matt, is down here with us. Matt,
yeah,
say hello. He's the guy who was VJing the other night that we went to see. Hello.
Hello.
This is Matt.
Hi.
Matt, do you want to tell all the people, just a brief thing of what you do?
Okay, yep. So my name is Matt. I created this environmental audiovisual show called Our Home is Burning. So basically the goal is to raise awareness about the environmental issue, of course, and the way of doing it is slightly different from usual means because it's mixing videos and music together to create some kind of atmosphere where you're really more inclined to be shocked by what you see, and hopefully by the end of seeing the performance you feel there's a problem, we need to do something really fast. And so it's about live video mixing, so it's also called VJing. It's about creatively mixing videos together live. And it's also with some music that I created. And it's been done in partnership with a number of NGOs like Greenpeace, Save Our World UK, Care International, with the animation, the Story of Stuff, which is free on the internet. You can watch free on the internet and had 6 million viewers. And NGO, le GRS, CO2 Solidaire, and Water Aid just joined in, and a few other ones. And so basically at the moment we have the Klima Forum, and Kat set up a projector and we're projecting stuff on the wall about the COP art.
And Matt wants to take it over to do his own VJing stuff. So.
Well, we'll see, because just met Cory, who's from Canada, and she filmed at the Bella Center where basically all the talks, the official talks are going on. She filmed this guy called Lumumba, who is the ambassador of Sudan and representing the G77, and he's the first guy I know here that's coming up with some very strong recommendations that are actually the only ones suitable, basically to save the planet, which is it by 2030, I think. Cory.
2030.
70% by 20.
52% by 2017.
52% by 2017.
Yeah.
I'll speak up.
Well.
It's 52% by 2017, 65% by 2020, 80% by 2030, and at 100% by 2050, over 100%. So, and maximum 1.5, and that's all they will accept, because you cannot negotiate life and you cannot compromise.
That's a pretty good amount, really, I think.
Yeah.
So,
And that's probably, I shouldn't say probably, I think that's the only solution possible.
And we were at Matt's show the other day, and so I was kind of thinking that well into it, thinking even more than I feel anyway that stuff needs to be done. And I think visually is a really good way to do it. I would think that because I work visually is what I do, but it is like, but I think it is really a good way of kind of showing people, because you're not preaching to people, you're just kind of showing them stuff and letting them make up their own mind, which I think is a really good way of doing it. So.
that can have an impact, then it's good. Thanks.
Thanks, Matt. Right, so yeah, so Matt show was actually really interesting to kind of see things in that way, and also to see the fact there's other stuff going on, because as well as I've said, there's the main COP15 stuff going on at the Vela Centre, and then we're here at the Climate Forum, and there's the Copenhagen thing, as I said, in town, but there's also loads of art going on around the city. There's loads of people just doing stuff. I think what I've really noticed today is that reading a lot of things online and a lot of things that people I know are saying is a really negative thing about going, oh, you know, it's just about money and it's just about like the politicians, the whole Copenhagen thing is like really bad, I don't want people going because it's just about money, it's just about them doing all this, blah blah blah. And I understand why people might think that when people get that, but there's so much positive stuff that it's caused as well. And like, without the COP15 thing happening, none of this would be happening. None of all the people meeting up would be happening. None of the protests that happened yesterday with 100,000 people would happen. And so it facilitates all of that going on, which is just like such a great opportunity for us and everyone else here, you know, for all young people like back in the UK to get involved with doing things. And it's so great that we can do that when these political negotiations are happening. And also, like, it has effects, you know. I mean, they know about this stuff going on. They can't help but know about it because it's everywhere in Copenhagen. There are just posters everywhere. There are things everywhere just going on about it. The whole city has just turned out for this event, and everything's going on with that, which is just brilliant. So unfortunately it's our last day tomorrow, so we're just going to try and get in some different stuff. I think Kate's going to head down to the Vela Centre, see what's going on there for a bit. I might be at the Climate Forum again, just to see some talks that are going on here. I also fancy going around the city a bit and yeah, looking at some art. So we'll see what happens and we'll let you know tomorrow. Alright, brilliant.